Welcome dear students. Let's recollect the equilibrium bodies. This body is an example of equilibrium body because the net force act on the body is 0 and the net torque act on the body is also 0. Net force means since they are equal and opposite, the force will be cancelled and net force acting on the body is 0 or the body is not acted upon by any force. Hence, the net force is 0 and the net moment of force. What is the meaning of net moment of force? The forces on right side produces a clockwise moment and the forces on left side produces an anti-clockwise moment. As we all know, clockwise moment is always taken as negative and the anti-clockwise moment is always taken as positive. So, when we take the resultant moment of force, this must be 0 for an equilibrium body. So, the two conditions for an equilibrium body is the net force should be 0 and the net moment of force should be 0. That means in equilibrium, the net moment of force is equal to 0. The net moment of force is equal to 0 means the clockwise moment produced by all the forces will be equal to the anti-clockwise moment produced by the forces. So, in equilibrium or a body is said to be in equilibrium only when the sum of the clockwise moment is equal to sum of the anti-clockwise moment. This is called principle of moments. So, according to principle of moments, in equilibrium, the sum of the clockwise moment is equal to the sum of the anti-clockwise moment. So, the principle of moments states that in equilibrium, the condition is very important. In equilibrium, the sum of the clockwise moment is equal to the sum of the anti-clockwise moment. Let's go for an example. Here a meter rule is suspended by a thread in the middle. So it is in horizontal position or it is in a balanced position. Now a weight W1 is added at a distance L1 away from the center and a weight W2 is added at a distance L2 away from the center on the other side. Now W1 causes a clockwise moment and the W2 causes an anti-clockwise moment. Hence, according to principle of moments, if this bar is balanced even with this force, even by the application of this two force, it means that the sum of the clockwise moment produced by the W1 is equal to sum of the anti-clockwise moments produced by W2. That means W1 is the force and L1 is the distance from pivoted point to the line of action of force. So, the moment of force or the clockwise moment of force is equal to W1 L1 and the anti-clockwise moment of force is equal to W2 L2 since L2 is the distance from center to the line of action of force W. This verifies the principle of moments. The next topic is center of gravity. So when I told you about the verification of principle of moments, I said when the meter rule is balanced. How can we able to balance a meter rule? It is possible by giving a force exactly on the center or in the middle. That means at 50 centimeter. So if we are giving a force in the middle, we can be able to balance it. It is not possible to balance it by giving a force at any other point. So this point is special since we can be able to balance the body, and this point is called center of gravity. Let's look more into it. As we all know, all the bodies are made up of so many tiny particles. So here in the scale also there are many tiny particles, and each of the particle has weight due to the gravitational force, is it? And this weight of the particle produces a turning effect on a body. That means all the particles on the right side produces a clockwise turning effect, and all the particles on the left side produces an anti-clockwise turning effect. But there is a particular point at which the sum of the clockwise moment due to the weight of the particle on the right side will be equal to the sum of the anti-clockwise moment due to the weight of the particle on the left side. So this position is called center of gravity. So center of gravity is the position where we can make the body in equilibrium. So we will be able to make the body in equilibrium by giving a force at the center of gravity in opposite direction to the weight of the body. Now let's look some numericals. A meter rule is balanced at 50 centimeter. A weight of 50 gram force is hanged at one end. Since it's at one end, I have hanged it at the end of the scale. So a weight of 50 gram force is hanged at one end. Will it be able to balance the meter rule by hanging a weight of 100 gram force? If so, where should it be hanged? So here the meter rule is balanced at 50 centimeter. As we all know, the meter rule has a center of gravity at 50 centimeter. So when we place the pivot at 50 centimeter, it is already balanced. Now when we hang a 50 gram force at one end, it lost its equilibrium and the weight produces an anti-clockwise turning effect. And that anti-clockwise turning effect is equal to weight of the body into distance between the pivoted point to the line of action of force. It's a 100 centimeter scale, and hence half of the distance is 50 centimeter. So this length is 50 centimeter. So the anti-clockwise moment is equal to 50 into 50 is equal to 2500 gram force centimeter. Now a weight W2 which is of 100 gram force is given to balance this anti-clockwise moment. So we can make it in equilibrium by giving a moment of force of 2500 gram per centimeter in clockwise direction. So the clockwise moment needed is 2500 gram per centimeter. That means this weight 100 into, let x is the distance where the weight is hanged. X is equal to 2500. Hence x is equal to 2500 divided by 100, that is 25 centimeter. This 25 centimeter means 25 centimeter towards the right, away from the pivot. So that is 25 centimeter away from the pivot. Practically, according to the diagram, 25 centimeter away from the pivot means 50 plus 25 is 75 centimeter. Let's see one more problem. In this question, a uniform meter roll is pivoted at 58 centimeter and you are provided with a 20 gram force weight and you have to balance it. So when the 20 gram force weight is hanged at one end, we can be able to balance it. Then we need to find out the mass of the meter roll or weight of the meter roll. See here, when it is pivoted at 58 centimeter, which is not the center of the scale, the center is at 50 centimeter and the center of gravity is at 50 centimeter. Hence, the weight of the body is supposed to act at 50 centimeter. So, the weight of the meter roll is acting at 50 centimeter. So, when we pivot it at 58 centimeter, the scale is acted upon by an anti-clockwise moment. So, this anti-clockwise moment is equal to weight of the scale into the distance, length between 50 to 58. That is weight into 8. Is it 50 to 58 centimeter? 8 centimeter distance. So, W into 8. Now, we should add this 20 gram force on the right side. If you put again on the left side, again it produces an anti-clockwise moment. It cannot be balanced. So, we should add this weight on the right side to produce the clockwise moment. And in the question it is given the weight should be added at one end. So, we can add it at the end. This 20 gram force is added at the end. Now it produces a clockwise moment. So that clockwise moment is equal to 20 into 58 to 100. 58 to 100, 42 centimeter. Now 20 into 42. So in equilibrium, now as per question, it is in equilibrium. So in equilibrium, clockwise moment is equal to anti-clockwise moment. So we can write W1 L1 is equal to W2 L2 in equilibrium. That is W into 8 is equal to 20 into 42. So W is 20 into 42 by 8. 2 fours are 8, 5 fours are 20, then it is 21. So we will get 21 into 5, it is 105 gram force. So weight of the meter rule is 105 gram force, or mass of the meter rule is 105 gram. So a solid body can be able to balance by giving a force above the center of gravity or below the center of gravity. That means either by hanging the body above the center of gravity or by keeping it on a knife edge so that the force will come below the center of gravity. Anyway, the line of action of the force we are giving should pass through the center of gravity. Different objects are having center of gravity at different positions. It can be either inside the material of the object or outside the material of the object. The position of the center of gravity depends on the shape of the body or distribution of mass. For example, if there is a wire of length L is given, the center of gravity will be at L by 2 and it is inside the material of the wire. But if you turn it to form a circle, then the position will be at geometric center of the circle. So different objects are having center of gravity at different places. For example, in the case of road, it is at midpoint of the road. For circular disc, it is at geometric center. For a hollow cylinder, it is at the midpoint on the axis of the cylinder. For circular ring, it is at the center of the ring, but for a triangular lamina, it is at the point of intersection of the median. So, according to the geometrical shape, the center of gravity differs. Now, let's see how will you find out the center of gravity of an irregular lamina. First, you should take the irregular lamina, make 3 fine holes A, B and C near the edge of the lamina. Now, suspend the given lamina along with a plumb line from the hole A on a pin clamped horizontally on the stand. Now, the lamina is free to oscillate on this nail about the point of suspension and wait till the lamina is coming to rest. Now, after that, draw a straight line along the plumb line. The same thing you should do by hanging it on the hole B and C. So we will get 3 lines and the point of intersection of all these 3 lines gives the center of gravity of the irregular lamina. Because when this lamina is hanged, it comes to rest only when the weight of the lamina is balanced by the force due to the suspension. So, whichever places we have choose to suspend, the line of action passes through the center of gravity. Hence, the point of intersection will be the center of gravity of the lamina. Hope you all understood what is center of gravity and what is principle of moments. Thank you and have a nice day.